Hi Edu, Mehdi here from Nanaimo Honda, and today we're just gonna look at the little differences between a 2020 CRV versus what I've got right here is a 2025 HRV. So this is the one you bought versus this one that I think would be fitting your needs a little bit better. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Just wanted to show you how getting in and out of the HRV is in comparison to the CRV. I've got both of the cars here. I'll just measure this out real quick. Yeah, looks like this is at about 38.5 inches. I know for a fact that that is at 40.5, so there's like a 2-inch buffer, which is why you might be hitting your head in the HRV. So if you look closely, put my feet in, go to inner, and that's where my head is sort of bumping in. So I have to tuck in nicely to get in, right? Now let's move on to the CRV. On the other hand, if I measure this out, the door opening, as I mentioned, it's actually 41.5 or 42 actually. Yeah, 42. And the difference is just this, that I can just put my feet in, don't have to worry about hitting my head because there's like room over here and I can just scoot in like that. So I do think this will be a good fit for you. If I were to talk about the length of the vehicle, it doesn't go much higher than the HRV, but it's also not as big as the 2023 CRV that you probably sat down on. So yeah, I'll just show you a few tips and features of this car and then we can see if it works out for you. Okay. So here is the very beautiful 2020 CRV EXL. It's very much in line, trim to trim with your HRV, except the CRV is a bigger vehicle in its class. It's one of also the most sold SUVs in North America at the moment. Just gonna do a slow walk around the vehicle in this urban gray color. This is a very new color and it's been catching a lot of attention. It's definitely unique from your average base whites and blacks and grays. So just wanted to give you an idea. It has a power tailgate. So press the button. Goes up automatically. As you can see, tons more room than your HRV. Also comes with a cargo cover. So if you're stashing anything underneath, you can hide it from people's notice. There's a button right here. I can click on that. And then that goes down automatically. Versus your HRV, which doesn't have a power tailgate, it's manual, right? And then if we go on to the EXL CRV, this is why it's much priced higher than the HRVs, just because they deliver more value. You'll notice that the door opening is a straight 90-degree door opening. So if you wanted to move stuff inside, you have this huge opening to move your things inside. Normally, most cars have like a door opening of that much, but the CRV, you get all that extra room to stuff things inside. Also, rear seats are heated, so your entire rear board seats are heated. Leather is fully plush, as you can see. Not a single crease, nothing. Mats are brand new, like they were never ever used. Now, if you hop in the front, let's take a look at the front. Similar to your HRV as well. This one's got memory seats, so you can have multiple drivers and your driving positions can be set accordingly. Very similar to your HRV, it's got 10-way power adjusted seating. And this little guy right here is a lumbar support modifier. So, if I press this arrow, you'll notice this goes forward and back, this area for the lumbar support, and then you can actually adjust it to go higher and lower based on your height and your comfortability. Now, if you hop into this beautiful CRV, I'll start the car right up just to show you that it is not at all different from what you've been driving. So the learning curve is not that different. This guy right here is your heated steering wheel button. Very similar. You've got your volume controls, answer call, decline call, volume right there, your horn. Over here, this is your infotainment screen. Yeah, you can basically see a bunch of just like your HRV, you can basically see a lot different sets of information in that screen. And over here, this is your infotainment. Over here, it's very simple. You got your heated seats on both sides, 3 levels of heating. It's got dual climate control, so I can set a temperature. The passenger can set their own temperatures. Your gear shift knob, so that's what it looks like. Very nicely placed. You know, I can just shift it like that. Brake hold, your econ mode, okay, and your parking brake. And this is what the center console looks like. Lots of space over here. This is like a little sliding thing. So you got tons of space there. You know, you can space there. If you wanted to lift this whole thing up, you could also do that. So it exposes this whole bit if you wanted to keep tall items. If you don't, you can always just flip that little guy right there, bring that up, close that space off. So you just have a nice little storage cubby as well. One of the best part is your mirrors are auto dimming, which means if there's someone at the back flashing their lights at you, your mirrors will dim themselves. So that's a really good feature as well. Another one that I love about this is it's got a garage door opener. So if you've got a garage door that you want to program into that, there you go. It's nice and handy feature right there. It's got a moonroof as well, just like your HRV. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One of the other things I want to show you is this little guy right here. So watch this. If I am going right, so I will turn the turn signal on, right? So if I'm going right and I turn the turn signal on, there is actually a camera on the right hand side mirror to make sure that bikers, pedestrians, whatever is on your blind side on the right hand side, they will come up right over there. So you see how if I put in the indicator, turn signal, it comes up automatically. If I take it off, it'll go back to whatever screen it was on. So that's a really nifty feature that this one has over the HRV as well. I hope I was able to answer most of your questions. I will set the measurements on screen so it's easier for you to understand. I do believe Edu, given the fact that most of my customers who thought the newer CRVs are bigger, they always come down to the previous generation because this generation was more compact but didn't compromise on the entire size at all. The window openings are bigger, and overall the space internally have been maximized really well. So if you're not all too familiar with it, I would suggest come on down, let's take it for a drive and let's see if it meets your needs. All right, I hope this answers all of your questions. If there's more, just hit me up on my phone. You know how to reach me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.